You look $1 million.
Thanks. I'm so tired.
That's good. We'll have you unfiltered then. You're not on your game.
I'm not on my game. I'm exhausted. I'm vulnerable. You've got me.
Great. Oh,
You've got
this
me at
is
the
me.
best
This is
time.
my MO.
Yep.
So everybody, welcome to another episode of Empowering from Within. We have an extremely special get for the podcast today. This is a podcast about self-mastery, life mastery, and we have a master who's already mastered life, relationships, career, parenting.
Oh, you need to
and
stop.
She's going to tell us how her journey has been in life and also just have a chin wag. Welcome to the pod, Mel Buttle.
Thank you for inviting me on a podcast that's not about comedy. I appreciate it so much.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you if women are funny. I'm not going to ask you all the old Trojan horses of women in comedy. Last time we were on the airwaves together was when you had your own ABC show, if you will.
Yes.
Back, and you're actually an OG podcaster.
Yeah, I think one of the earliest podcasts with another girl called Patience Hodson. It was a lead
We all
singer
know
of
and
the
love
Greats.
her.
Another great Brizzy girl. And yeah, I think we were very early adopters.
Like, I feel like 20 years ago, potentially.
Whoa! Okay,
Like,
yeah.
was it 2006, maybe? 2000, early?
Maybe a tiny bit later, because in
Okay.
2006 I think I was living in Perth, so maybe
Oh,
a year
okay.
or two after that
Okay.
we got into it, and we didn't monetize it in any way. I don't think that was even an option back then, but we just did it for the love of it.
Yeah, and possibly it was a helpful step on your journey to just learn how to spitball, talk at length.
Correct.
Chat
Build
on
some
the fly.
skills.
Yeah, build
Yeah.
some skills.
Yeah.
Love it. And we have an origin story that goes back
Oh, many moons.
many moons
Yeah.
to school, hockey fields,
Oh yeah.
modern history. I think was my most sort of vibrant memories of you are Mr. Dean's modern history class.
I did not hear a word that man said for 2 years.
Because we were talking.
We were flat out doing our own unfilmed, free podcast.
You had
just for
characters,
us.
you had bits.
I was undiagnosed ADHD, which will surprise you not in the least. And I think sometimes in that class I would even just have a sleep. I'd just be so exhausted from performing that I'd just fall asleep on a pile of books.
Yeah. And ADHD in a classroom setting is a great combination, obviously.
Yeah, of a subject with lots of writing, essays, listening, taking in big bits of information, sitting down. Yeah, it was no surprise that my top two of my favourite subjects were PE and drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get moving.
We've got to move around. We've got to shake our sillies out.
Yeah, fair. And I think also like in my own sort of inner healing world that I like to be in, I believe that like any sort of diagnosis or thing that we are labelled with is actually like a genius adaptation and coping mechanism
Ooh, yes.
to whatever might be going down in our lives.
I think you're very wise.
And I think I might have had a touch of the old ADHDs at boarding school, because being a boarder and being like a plane ride away from your family and your parents and living in like a group setting, it's stressful. Like, you're a child. Like, I wasn't. I didn't have the capabilities.
Did you start high school as a boarder in grade 8?
Yeah,
From
grade
the
8.
very beginning. Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, there's younger kiddos than me who are at boarding school.
Yes, I did a tour, and there were girls I think in year 5.
Tiny children.
Infants.
I know. So I think I was in a bit of a stress state. I didn't know it at the time in the 90s, but
Is it because the socialising then continues in the boarding house? You didn't go, oh, school's finished, I can drop my bundle. Are you still on?
yes, you're still on. You're on 24 hours a day. And also, like, we're meant to be in like a safe environment where we are protected, cared for, and you do have that in the boarding house, I guess, but there's no way I could have fended for myself as like a 12, like I just turned 12. I left school when I was 16, very young child. So what about you? Did you feel, you probably felt pretty safe in the school environment?
I felt more safe at school than I did at home.
Okay.
I loved school very much, but that probably didn't translate in a weird way to great behaviour there sometimes. Like, I was probably a little bit chatty, distracted, very interested in sport. The things I cared about, I tried hard in it. Everything else, I was like I have a memory of, it must have been year 9 maths, where a test was handed out. I didn't want to do it. I knew nothing. I also believe I have, I think it's called, is it called dyscalculia? Like a really big problem with maths.
Okay.
A maths learning disability or disorder, whatever word. So I just flipped that test over and wrote out the lyrics to S Club 7 on the back, did some drawings, and then handed that back. Like, not a single question was even attempted.
Did we get a fail?
Oh, yeah.
And did you care, like, were your academic results?
I was given a special dispensation. A 100-year rule was broken, and I did not have to do maths in year 11 and 12.
Oh, brilliant. So not even your maths B boat license situation?
No. Okay. I do have my boat license.
You do?
That was achieved through becoming a rowing coach, not through the
it
boat
was a
license.
necessity.
Yeah.
When you
that was just a passion.
Yeah.
Do you have your boat license?
No, God, no. I did maths B, but I don't know if I should have been there necessarily. Or because it was weird. Maths A was not.
Maths I would have
smart
found.
one.
Maths A I would have still found very hard.
Right.
Yeah.
But maths B was quite unquote like the harder one, and then maths C was
maths
just
C was
like,
wow.
That was your Greer Wilkies and
Those girls would all be doctors, I'd say, who were in Maths C.
Yes, true story.
Yeah, there's no one who was in Maths C who's in a call centre.
No.
Broadly
Well,
speaking.
no, you would suspect not. No. Anyone doing physics, chem.
Doing what they call it, the suicide 5 or something. Physics, chem, bio, maths B, Maths C.
But I wouldn't put bio in that. Did you do a science in grade 11, 12?
I did biology with the Welsh teacher, Mrs. Thomas. Did you have her?
Oh, it's ringing such a faint
A correct
bell.
adaptory. What's it do? What's the function of it?
Vaguely.
Get
No,
that
I had Mrs. I'm not going to remember her name now. Blonde, elder lady, very elegant.
Oh, yes. I can picture her. I don't know her name either. Yeah.
Mm.
And of course, that was not this, like, biology was the, they maybe did 6 subjects, but only 5 went towards your OP. Biology did not go towards my OP. And I tried so hard, and I think it was still like a C+.
Did you do a language?
Ja, ich habe Deutsch in der Schule gelernt.
Oh, look at you go. Did that would have been in your top 5?
I think so. Yeah, that would have been in my top 5.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, liked it. It seemed to work for my brain.
Yes. Okay. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, there is no 100% negative diagnosis. I think like ADHD has so many gifts to it. You're fast on your feet. You're like rapid fire speech. You get laser focused on things of interest. Like, these are all the things we need for you as our national treasure, beloved comedian. So if you were like a cookie cutter learning textbook person, we don't get Mel Buttle.
You don't get my insights on why every red rooster looks like it's closed.
Exactly.
You'll never
no one's noticing that.
No.
Except your ADHD brain. And I think also like a stressful childhood also leads to that sort of hypervigilance where you're acutely aware of absolutely every detail in your environment.
Of course, checking other people's moods.
Reading the room like a pro.
Reading the room, thinking what could I do to make these 2 adults a bit less tense.
Diffusing the situation. This is, again, perfect skills for a comedian. Perfect skills for someone like Lynn, who, like, the details in Lynn are so exquisite. We all get it, but none of us can really see that. Like, no one else could be Lynn, is what I'm saying. And so we needed your stressful child. We appreciate you going through that to gain the skills and genius that you have today as Mel Buttle comedian.
I guess. Because I think I sometimes wish that I didn't have it and I could just be an architect and go to work from 9 to 5 and be normal. Yeah. But I know deep down I would absolutely hate that.
I agree.
But I used to really yearn for that and try and make up a fake structure for my work week that I still sometimes try and do to try and pretend that there's but what I miss in this job is there's there's very limited community and very limited opportunities to be around other people, which is what I miss the most from being on like on Bake Off.
Yeah.
Same people for 6 weeks. So fun, the best. All the crew, everyone, you get very, very close. And that used to fill up my cup for meeting community, and now I'm like, it's just kind of me. It's just me on the plane to Dubbo.
Yeah. But do you also find that, like, was there an element of being like quite drained from being in a community for 6 weeks? Like, you might be rose-coloured glasses-ing it.
A little bit. It was exhausting. It's exhausting work.
Yeah.
Time is money in TV, so we were getting picked up at 4:45 to be there at maybe 5 or 5:15 into makeup to start shooting around first light 7 a.m. when it's like a beautiful light, and then sometimes you're still there at 11:30 at night. Then
Goodness
back the next day. So the work is draining because you're on your feet and you're trying to be funny and and also the bit I struggle with, the bit where I drop my bundle, is the learning a simple bit of text to just set up what's happening. So you just have to say, the bakers have to make 36 croissants. Each croissant must be perfect. The judges will decide who's going through to the whatever. And it was really simple. Some days it would be 2 sentences and I just couldn't get it in. This is pre-ADHD, pre-medication for that.
Okay.
And I think, wow, if I had Ritalin on that show...
Like superstar A+.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I had one moment where I just couldn't get this block of text right. And I just felt like there's 100 crew standing there with 6 heavy cameras on their shoulders. There's 12 contestants. There's the judges. Everyone's just waiting. Everyone's just waiting for you to say 2 sentences so we can get on with it. And I just couldn't get it right. And I was like, got a bit sad, pulled myself together, got over it. So my brain just wouldn't do it.
Was that your first clue? Like, oh, I'm operating differently to other people?
I realised I was very different to my co-host, Claire Hooper, who would just look at the text, say it to herself a few times, have some strategy to remember it and just nail it.
Right.
Whereas I'd be on take number 12 of, welcome bakers. Today you're like something very simple. And I think then, maybe because of me, we got earpieces where...
Sweet.
The director at the back would, if you needed it, feed you the lines to save time and money, which I loved, obviously, and then we so much more efficient.
But I also think, like, again, like, I hate to be the healer who loves to just self-accept every part of us, but like, that part of your brain is unnecessary in your like, you have other gifts. Like, anyone can literally read text, really. But your part of the brain was like, you know what, I don't need that. I'm going to light up other areas for my own genius and path in life.
You're right. And it crushes my life though. Like, so yesterday I landed back from Townsville. I had to pick my youngest son up from daycare, take him to an allergy appointment. My brain had made up totally different times than the pickup time and the allergy appointment time. So I'm constantly in a state of chaos, which I guess gives me dopamine maybe, but
and
it doesn't...
what you're used to possibly from a small child. You're like, chaos is my familiar
chaos
zone.
Is my baseline. So my brain made up that it was a 2:30 doctor's appointment. It wasn't. It was a 2 p.m. doctor's appointment, but I split the difference and got there at 2:15 and was very apologetic and scrambling and in a... but it doesn't feel great.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
I don't want to be that guy.
Well, you've been the most delightful podcast guest this is the only guest I've ever had on.
Thank you, that's huge.
The communication has been, like, extensive. You gave me warning before you arrived here. Like, these are all, like, it was all very, I felt like this was very non-ADHD vibes coming from you.
What I appreciated was your checking in, because you were seeing on my Instagram, I'm busy, I'm travelling.
I was like, if you're in Townsville now, will you be able to be here in 12 hours?
Which I love, because that gives me an opportunity to look at my schedule and
just double check
and make sure.
We've just got the guguideposts getting you where you need to go.
Because I might have still been in Townsville. But no, I appreciated that. Because not everyone does that, and I really need a reminder, and I am trying to use my phone with writing very specific, like I used to just write podcast with Phoebe, and I'm like, no, what time?
Yes.
Let's
get granular.
Let's get some
with
details.
alerts.
Yes.
Multiple alerts we're
Yeah.
going to need.
Yeah, and
So that's
thinking...
good. Like, you can outsource all this stuff. We don't need you to hold all that in your brain because
No.
you've got bigger fish to fry.
You're-
You're keeping us laughing. You're keeping us feeling... You keep everyone else feeling very accepting of their mums, their own limitations. Like, you just make everyone feel good. And so that's what the world needs from you. We don't need you to be a calendar organizational pro. So you can just put that to bed. I'm not worried about that right now. Now, going back to your dreams of, like, I wish I wasn't this way, I wish I was an architect. So, because I believe, like, our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. And if there's things we don't like about ourselves, life is going to reflect that to us. I've had it with my disabilities a million times where I just despised my physical body for years. And it wasn't, like, very conscious at the front of my mind, but it was just constant, like, a track in my mind of, like, oh, this is a burden, or, you know, this is harder for me, or whatever. And when I started to truly embrace how I'm built and the genius within it, like, I have different adaptive, flexible, problem-solving skills that I wouldn't have without my disabilities. I have, like, an intense, you know, mental, emotional, spiritual life because there's been a limitation in my physical life. And I think if you're not accepting yourself, you know, that's going to show up in your career potentially.
Yeah.
Is there sort of an alignment with when you started embracing more of who you are, your life story, the way you're built, and how that reflected on the outside? When did you start getting into, like, getting the diagnosis, sorting through how you operate, etc., etc.?
So there's not sort of one big break that's solved. It's a series of tiny little things that over time hopefully keep going exponentially up and up and up. So I think a big turning point was when I started doing Lynn, which meant that I was kind of admitting publicly that this is how I grew up, and I'm not from a upper class family. Like, this is clearly based on my mum.
Yeah.
So sort of owning a little bit more of my history, my backstory, and not that I was minimizing it, but I was sort of confused. I was like, I do have this dual identity of I grew up in a not wealthy family with some stressful childhood experiences, but then I went to a really fancy, amazing all-girls school with my friend Phoebe, and I'm like, how do I
gel that?
How do I
because
gel?
the people you're exposed to at a private school are different to, like, I grew up in the middle of nowhere with the priest as a dad, so, like, I had my own please don't look over here world.
Yeah, so I was always trying to present something a bit different than what I truly was in some ways. And so Lynn was, for me, a turning point because it was, I could just admit this is kind of my world.
Yeah.
Then that connected with other people. Becoming a mum was a turning point where you were responsible for other people's lives and happiness, and
Stakes are higher.
You need to sort yourself out, and we can't just watch The Office on the couch all day. Let's get some income and some money, and so that was another bit of pressure. And then around that same time, motherhood, probably perimenopause, career had gone up to a couple of levels that I was used to. More exposure, a lot more busyness. I was and I still am, like, I just was struggling with life and really small things where I would send the kids to school with daycare with, like, no shoes or no water bottle or like all these little things, and I'd miss flights and just constantly trying to recover. Whereas
were you, like, dysregulated, or were you oblivious to it all?
I was dysregulated by it because it's very tiring and exhausting being wrong all the time and feeling like an idiot all the time, and it's expensive. So you miss a flight, you've got to pay for the next flight. It all just, you'd park, like last week I parked in the wrong car park at the airport, so instead of costing $70 it cost $130, and that's just ADHD.
And then you
tax.
beat yourself up. So when did you seek, like, more sort of support?
I had a really great GP, and I still have a great psychologist as well, who both kind of brought it up. And I was like, you bitches are crazy.
What did they bring up? ADHD?
They mentioned ADHD.
Were you like, what?
I said, that's for 8-year-old boys who want to climb on the roof. That's not me. I'm a woman. I'm a big grown-up lady. And then I did a quick little tick and flick quiz, and I was I was like, oh, this, because I don't have the H, I don't have the hyperactivity.
Okay.
I have the inattentive.
Just scattered.
If it doesn't give me dopamine, I'm not interested in doing it.
Okay.
In ADHD world, there's two time. There's now or there's later. That's the only time we experience, and later never happens.
Okay.
So there's just, it's right now.
Yeah.
So we live in more of a survival mode. And so I did the quiz, and I was surprised that the questions were more about things like rejection sensitivity.
Great for a comedian.
Great.
Putting themselves out
Great
there.
for someone in the public eye. And a few other things that I didn't expect. And then you go to the psychiatrist and do an 11-page quiz, which I did half of. I'm like, just give me the tablets.
Yeah, let's just call a spade a spade.
It's like, I'm bored now. But I thought it was just my personality. I didn't realise all these. It's executive dysfunction.
Okay.
Like I can't put
cool.
things in order. I don't. But I used to have time to loop back and go, oh my God, I'm at Phoebe's house doing a podcast. Oh, but I have to buy something for dinner, but I can't have chicken in the car if I need to go into the shops for a long time. Like I struggle.
Like the linear kind of thinking.
Putting things in the optimal order. Like, oh, could I buy chicken on the way to daycare? But then you can't cook it.
It's the chicken that is.
It's the chicken.
It's a priority.
If I was vegetarian, So I just get caught up on what seems like a simple putting your day in order.
Yeah. And is regulation and dysregulation tied to ADHD as well? And having like more of a sensitivity to like emotions just feeling out of control?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So rejection sensitivity, and it's so small. Like my wife Naran looked at me with a raised eyebrow, and for me that's like a 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's I can't believe I have been like so rudely looked at.
Yeah. Are you like, this is all a farce? She doesn't even like me. Like, are you spiraling onto?
And I also hate conflict.
Trust. Okay, that's good.
I hate conflict. So I don't resolve it.
Okay.
I just keep it inside and build up a story in my head.
Yeah.
But I think on this occasion I said to her, "Why are you just shutting me down like that?" She said, "I'm not shutting you down. I just looked at you." Like,
yeah.
well, bit rudely.
So has getting the diagnosis helped you feel more self-accepting? Has it got you like more insight and self-awareness?
Yes, yeah, because life just felt like a big, sloppy, messy accident. And now I'm like, oh, these are the traits of this disorder. This is me. Like it was a little bit emotional to realize that I have wasted primary school and high school, and I probably could have learnt a lot more things. And the minute I had my first Ritalin tablet, I was like, oh, that works.
Oh, wow.
And I had friends in the car. We went through a drive-through, which I never would previously do. Too stressful.
Oh, she's a foodie too. So
yeah, and I'm a foodie.
Food through the car window usually.
I would find a way to go in.
Okay.
I would I'll just go in and get it, because I didn't want to manage driving and ordering and other people's orders. So, and then I had my tablet and I went through a drive-through and just nailed 3 people's orders and didn't get stressed, freaked out about it.
Whereas you were probably spending so much mental and emotional energy just avoiding all these things.
So much avoidance.
Without explaining or understanding why.
Yep.
But now you can just go through a drive-through.
If I've had my tablet.
Yeah. That tablet taking, is that another?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you forget them, you lose them. Because of my job, I might want to sleep on a plane in the morning instead of having a tablet, and then I arrive where I need to be, and it's too late in the day to have it, and before you know it, we're in chaos.
Things are falling apart with the chickens in the car going off.
I get stuck. It's got a name. I can't remember what it is. It's like a
freeze.
A freeze state. I can't. It's very hard to get started, and I want to. Maybe I'm looking at my phone. I'm just staring at the wall, and my brain's going, "Yeah, you got to go and do this." And I'm like,
you can't get over that hill.
It's so. But Ritalin helps with that.
Do you ever freeze on stage? Like, are we at the Opera House freezing?
No, because that is that's a tricky, I still don't really know how I do my job with my personality.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling like what you had to hold possibly in your childhood and the dual living and all that stuff means your capacity to handle something like a major crowd is not something like a cookie cutter, simple childhood can prepare you for. So
Perhaps, yeah.
I'm thinking the stress and chaos that you've endured through life has set you up perfectly to be like, you know what, being on a stage in front of people who actually bought a ticket, that's not that bad.
True.
I can hold this.
I think it was Jerry Seinfeld said comedy is embarrassment avoidance. I was like, oh, that connects with my younger years big time. I'm like, I'm going to say it no before you can.
Yes.
The mindset for me on stage most of the time is, and other comedians have spoken about this, it's like flow state, I guess, is the closest way to explain it. It's relaxing and it's
just being in the now.
Being in the now. It feels really great. It feels amazing. Asterisks a lot of the time. I have had little things happen on stage though, like I have had, you know, a yucky heckle where I've dissociated a little bit. I dealt with it, but I obviously had to kind of push it down because no one wants to see you snap and go psycho on stage. You know, that's not what they've paid.
Well, that takes like a level of control to not lose your mind when you are genuinely hurt and wounded.
But the stage feels uneven. It feels like it's like I don't know where the ground is.
Oh, interesting.
And my psych said that's a part of dissociation, not like feeling like the ground's moving or...
Because metaphorically, perhaps, your foundations in life haven't felt super solid and steady. So your body's almost acting it out to be like, whoa.
I've sort of said this to my psych as well. I'm sure it's like a tiger jumps out at you, and instead of fighting the tiger or flighting, running away, you stay there and charm the tiger. And try and make the tiger laugh.
Which is like that's a skill set.
Yeah.
That's a major skill set. And that would serve you well on stage in a relatively stressful environment for the ordinary bear to be on a stage in front of hundreds of adoring fans and needing to be in that moment.
It's when you're not in the right headspace for it, that's when it goes wrong, and I need to do things before the show to try as much as I can to get in the right headspace.
Okay, so you've got a routine.
I've got a little routine. I do some physical things, squats, a little bit of a backstage jog, get some dopamine, some endorphins, and I do the same thing before every show. So I go in kind of on a higher energy level than just, I've just looked at my phone, I've put it down, and I'm going to start this performance.
Yeah. And Mel, in terms of like we're all about emotions mastery, regulation, like do you have any go-to tools and tips and tricks that you use to process like the very difficult stress, fear, pain, grief, whatever comes up for you?
So I have a tendency to lock into something, catastrophize it. So my psych, Louise, has said feelings aren't facts. But let's not be dismissive of them.
No.
Let's sit in them, let's deal with them.
Let's process them.
But like I would have one small tiny knock happen and then I've written off the next 4 days.
Yeah, you're unraveling.
I can't possibly come back from spilling coffee on my shirt because that's a sign that I'm not meant to go into channel 10. Like it clicks into bigger stories I have about myself. So I have to just cut it off and be like, you've spilled coffee on your shirt. Put a spare shirt in the car. Get the makeup ladies to, do they have a jacket you can borrow? Like just think, what would a normal person do?
It's kind of just like that self-trust and ability to be like, you know what, I can handle this. It's not going my way, but you're having the self-awareness to be like, oh, I'm freaking out about the coffee, not like, oh, I'm actually dying and my survival is at risk.
I've got a little stain on my shirt. I could duck home, get a new one, say, so sorry, 5 minutes late, I spilled something on my shirt. Like this, I have this fear of conflict, of bursting into tears and embarrassing myself.
But that's not embarrassing, bursting into tears. I mean, my children did it for many years growing up, and I love them even more for it.
Or a fear
Is it a fear of looking weak or vulnerable?
It's a fear of causing an inconvenience to someone as well. So recently on a shoot, I didn't like how my hair was done. It was so tight, I couldn't move my head. And years ago, I would have just been like, well, that's it. That's my lot in life today. I'm not going to be able to move my head. But after years of therapy, and this sounds so simple, I went up to the producer and said, hey, I don't really like my hair. Is there any way we could just get a different makeup artist? It's just really tight. She was like, of does. Like, but
and it takes a level of self-love to like value yourself enough to say,
Yes.
hey, I had it this morning in a coffee shop. I was like, I really wanted a straw, but I was like, I don't want to ask for a straw because I don't want to put anyone out. But I was like, I think I value my experience enough to ask for a straw with my ice latte.
And does that person, do they care that you have asked for a straw? They're like, there you go. Whereas I used to think, they are going to hate my guts. They're going to sap at me and go, straw? What do you think this is? You? No. I didn't give you one on purpose.
Sit down.
Because I've assessed that you don't deserve a straw.
Yeah,
I used to have things like that. So that's taken years.
Now, the other thing we love about you is that, you know, I find it hard to trust the big manufactured stars and celebrities and singers or whatever who have this giant machine behind them. They seem like they are selling out to just get that golden paycheck and going against themselves constantly, like the straw example. But you seem to be very much self-made and putting out things like Lynn, things like the Matilda's hotline, these things that you just genuinely think are funny and then brands or partners get on board. I've told you before, I absolutely love your Mazda Aspley ads. I think they're genius. I genuinely want to watch them. Like I don't drive a car, but I may be persuaded to buy one because the content is so good and this bloke seems like an incredible human being.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
How do you not sort of sell out and go through your career making calls that are true to yourself?
So when you get an email, in your gut, you know straight away if it's for you or not.
Love that.
Straight away.
Your intuition is on fire.
And if every single time I've pushed that down and soldiered on for the money or because I think it's the right thing to do, it does not go well.
Yes.
Right? Every single time with that fat. So stand-up, my inspirations were very authentic performers who told autobiographical stories. Judith Lucy, Denise Scott, Anne Edmonds. So they to me are very authentic. So that's what I tried to do when I started because you've just got you. There is nothing. It's just you. So if you're under that pressure and you've got to lie and remember it's too much.
Yeah,
so
we can smell it too as the audience.
Yes, an audience knows they straight away if a story actually happened or if it's made up or whatever. So I was like, let's be authentic. And then that spills into online content. And I'm like, well, if it doesn't work, I'll take it down. There's no big loss. But that has taken years of therapy.
Yeah. And I feel like there was a turning point you've spoken about before where Josh Thomas was like, can you just be who you are with me as well? Yes. And that was like when you kind of
that was a really early
point.
Yeah. Yeah. Because before he and I had that chat, I would do these one-liner jokes that weren't authentic to my lived experience in any way and were just shock value laughs. But then hanging out, I'd tell these funny stories about my family or whatever. And then he was like, just do that. Do that on stage. And he sat down with me and he wrote out some story about my mum. And he goes, yep, and we're going to edit that. We're going to put a punchline there. And
he'd already heard that story.
He'd heard it.
Oh, I love that. What a legend.
Yeah. And he goes, go and do that at the Newmarket Hotel tonight.
Oh my God. And did it feel good?
And it felt great to be
amazing,
authentic and not have to remember lies. And the crowd liked it. And it was a different kind of listening. It was not say something, laugh. It was, oh, you are sitting back and I feel like I've got your full attention. You're not laughing the whole time, but I can feel that you're still interested and this is way more comfortable to be in this state instead of, you know what's funny? Like this stressed out one-liner state I didn't like. I was like, oh, this is nice.
Have you turned down things in your career that you like? Even though they seemed appealing on the surface? Yeah,
I turned down a gig for a racing institution.
Didn't sit right.
I thought, would I be happy to have that on my social media? Would I be happy to have people know that I've done that?
Are you telling your kids down the track, this is how we can afford this house?
Yep. So we're going to Fiji, guys. And I won't say which kind of animal racing it was. You can guess for yourself.
You are an animal lover. We know this.
Animal lover. I thought this is where the line is. And I have jokingly said to my agent, I'm like, I'll do an ad for asbestos. I want the money, you know. But no, I found a line.
Yeah, in reality,
and I haven't thought about it since.
Yeah, I love that. That's clearly the right decision. And as your fans, we appreciate you keeping it real and playing to us and what we like and what we love you for and the values that you hold. Final question, Mel, to avoid any more tech issues.
Sure.
What do you think that gal in modern history would say?
Oh.
If you told her in real time, you have a beautiful wife, 2 incredible, healthy, gorgeous children.
Yeah.
You're hitting the big time in Korea. Like, you get to just be yourself for a living. Like, what is she believing you?
Are you trying to make me cry, Phoebe? We do a lot of this with my psychologist. And there are some blocks there. It would be unfathomable to her. It would simply... I think she'd get stressed about it. She's like, oh, do I have to speak in public? I'm not even a prefect. I can't do it, guys.
But you became one, didn't you?
No.
I thought you were half yearly.
I did not become a prefect.
Robbed.
Too silly.
Robbed. So Margaret's literal greatest asset, and we didn't get that gold badge.
I'm waiting for them to make...
we need a posthumous prefect.
Make some wrongs right, get me the badge. I'll do it. No, I would tell you off air the moment where I knew I would not be becoming a prefect, but
not for everyone's ears.
It's not for everyone's ears. So I think she would be stressed about the performing in public and speaking, but secretly love it a little bit. Because I didn't even start stand up until I was 24. Okay. Which is old in this climate.
But she does run well on attention and
doesn't mind
having a good time, and it's kind of like breaking society's rules and being like, you know what, I'm not built for a desk, I'm gonna go and be a bit of a buffoon over here on stage and make people laugh.
I didn't think of that as a career either. I wasn't trying to do what I do now for a long time.
You just followed your nose, and here we are. It just
worked out. Yeah.
Well, I, as someone who has known you in all shades from that modern history classroom to now, if you told me when I was sitting next to you with deeply painful side-splitting muscles from laughing, I'd be like, yeah, of course. She's going to be in the Sydney Opera House.
Couldn't see it.
Obviously.
Really?
Yes, of course. You stood out like a sore thumb in that place because you were just on this other level of levity, and like you were so incisive and just interesting, and you also were always vulnerable. Like I remember when you were a boarder and you came to me and you were like, I'm coming to the boarding house, but I'm like kind of weird. Do you think people will care? And I was like, I love this person. No, we're all weird. Like, come on down.
You were one of the very first people I ever gave a behind the scenes look to as well.
I'm honoured.
Yeah. And you were very, even at that age, able to receive and listen and carry that.
Okay, great. I'm glad.
Yeah, one of very few. But I had a lot of incorrect beliefs. I was like, well, did you ever remember me talking about the rung system, top rung?
Vaguely.
I remember explaining it to you and Jane Barnett that in my mind there was a system of a hierarchy of power. Okay. And I was right down at the bottom. And in my mind, boarders were up near the top.
Oh, interesting. Girls, I would have said the other way around. We're trash bag kicked out of our homes. No one wants to hang out with us.
No, I'm like, you get to live at this school. Amazing.
This happy place.
Girls who went to primary school there, towards the top.
Interesting, yeah.
I had
this is ringing a bell
anyone
now.
with blonde hair, very high.
Well, that's high. That's 90s. I mean, that's blonde,
facts.
we're up.
Straight blonde hair.
Straight and blonde?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And then you and Jane Barnett were like, no, that's made up. That's not real. No one adheres to this system.
But that's factual.
It's like, sorry, do I need to show you the drawing I've done?
That's so funny.
But that was a belief that I had that, and coming from a school like that where going on to university is valued, which I did, but yeah, there's a bit of a path available for when you graduate from those schools in my mind, which is you go to a sandstone university, you become a professional, you live in certain suburbs, and I was like, I don't think that's for me. I might have to go around the long way.
I've got to get off rung here.
Yeah. I'm going to have to climb up a few rungs through some different systems.
Well, you've done an exquisite job. We are so excited to keep watching you snowball into everyone's hearts in Australia and the world beyond. And thank you so much for your time and sharing with us today. It's going to help people see, that we're all dealing with stuff and we've all got different tools and we're all, doing our best. And if anyone's at the top of the rungs right now, it's Mel Buttle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phoebe.
Thank you so much for being here today. If you want to keep hanging out, because I sure do, then head to my Instagram at Phoebesgram or my website, phoebestewart.com.